While P&O UK, as well as many other cruise lines, have been announcing new British and European cruise schedules and itineraries for 2021, in Australia, cruising remains suspended, at least until June, but possibly for longer. But while there have been no internationally flagged cruise ships in Aussie waters for around a year now, that doesn't mean that Australia's homegrown cruise line, P&O Australia, has been sitting around doing nothing. At the start of the cruise pause, the company operated 3 ships: the Pacific Explorer, Pacific Dawn, and Pacific Aria, with Dawn and Aria already flagged for retirement from the P&O Australia fleet. Originally, they were destined to join the UK's CMV. However, following the collapse of CMV last year, both ships were subsequently sold again. It's a bit of a complicated story, so you can check out the details about what happened to them in a video I've linked in the description below. This left Pacific Explorer as the only ship in the P&O Australia fleet, for several months during 2020 at least. But don't worry, the situation didn't last for very long. Before we go on, a few notes about Pacific Explorer. Built in the 1990s, the ship entered service in '97 as Princess Cruises' Dawn Princess. At over 77,000 tons, she was considered a large ship at the time, but by today's standards, where large ships well and truly eclipse 100,000 tons, she is considered mid-sized. During her Princess career, Dawn Princess was popular in Australia. When P&O Australia were looking for extra tonnage in 2017, they acquired Dawn Princess, and after a big refit, she emerged as Pacific Explorer and started cruising for P&O Australia. In the early days of the cruise pause, Pacific Explorer was evicted from Sydney Harbour as Australian ports closed to cruise ships. She sailed up to the Philippines and has since been seen in a variety of Asian ports awaiting a resumption of cruising in Australia. But what of the rest of the fleet? Well, before the term COVID-19 was ever coined, P&O Australia had plans to revitalise their fleet. Princess Cruises' 2001 built Grand Class vessel Golden Princess was set to be transferred to P&O Australia as Pacific Adventure, with the announcement made all the way back in 2017. The following year, P&O Australia revealed that it would welcome another Grand Class vessel into its stable, with the 2002 built Star Princess set to sail for the Aussie brand from 2021 as Pacific Encounter. With 2 extra ships due to arrive over the coming years, P&O Australia was free to reorganise its ageing fleet, and Pacific Eden and Pacific Jewel were both retired in 2019. However, the pandemic created a major roadblock for P&O Australia's plans, with the cruise industry in a state of chaos when both Pacific Adventure and Pacific Encounter were set to join the fleet. Despite this, P&O have now accepted both ships, with them undertaking extensive refurbishments in Singapore in anticipation for their new careers. The Pacific Encounter, formerly Star Princess, has just emerged from her own transformation. Sporting a huge 20-metre long, that's 65 feet for those of you who don't do metric, P&O brand mark on the funnel. This is the largest branding ever seen on a P&O ship in over 180 years of history. Internally, the 18-deck ships will emerge transformed with the Australian brand's signature restaurants and lounges. This includes the Waterfront Restaurant, the Blue Room and the Pantry, P&O's take on a casual eatery that replaces the traditional buffet seen on many cruise ships. While by no means new ships, Pacific Adventure and Pacific Encounter are a decade newer than those that they replace, and a step up in terms of scale and amenities. Carrying over 2,600 passengers, they are more than 30,000 tons bigger than P&O Australia's previous largest ships, Pacific Jewel and Pacific Dawn. Each will offer an adults-only outdoor deck, multiple pools, a full-scale spa centre, and P&O's Edge experience, which is known for its more extreme offerings of rope swings, rock climbing, and the Titanic-style bow experience if you feel like being the king of the world! Their addition makes Pacific Explorer the baby of the fleet, but as the 3 ships all share a common princess heritage, they will feel familiar and easy to navigate for both returning and former princess travellers and new P&O cruisers. Pacific Explorer is set to roam between Australian and New Zealand ports when cruising resumes. Pacific Encounter will initially focus on cruises from Brisbane, while Adventure will sail from Sydney. So that's what's happening with P&O Australia, and I hope you found the video interesting. If you're interested in finding out about the 2 P&O cruises, because yes, there is another one in the UK, you can check out that video in the info card or the description below. Thanks once again for watching, and when it is safe for travel to resume again, I hope to see you on board.